Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to another exciting episode of To The Max Outdoors. It is currently 8 days prior to the opening of West Virginia 22 deer archery season. We are standing in one of the biggest food plots that I planted this year. If you watch last week's video, you'll see all the videos where I've done the review from the Seamore CY50 trail camera. All those videos at the end of that video were taken from this food plot just to the left side of the screen over here, where that camera takes the last half of this that trail camera takes the last half of this food plot video wise, because it's where everything congregates and moves down. But nevertheless, as you've seen, unfortunately, in that video, I still have friggin' cows. I actually have one more, one of them calf, so I actually got the 7th friggin' cow now. And as you can see here around me, this big piece of wood here, that's a solar fence charger. I had to put it there so it'd catch 3/4 of the sunlight from the day, east to west. But as you can see, I had to fence my own property off. Like I said, we do not run livestock here. We never have and never will. But unfortunately, I had to fence my own damn property off. Now, I will say this food plot, you can see right here beside me here, this food plot is done absolutely amazing. I actually had this area right here contained off with some fence just to try to get a general idea of what was going on. This food plot is done wonderful, and you can see in some of the pictures, I'd actually contained the cows for about a week and a half. I'd got them run down the hollow and got them pinned up in a neighbor's property there for, I don't know, a week and a half to 2 weeks maybe. They were in there, and they finally ended up busting their way out of there. It was only supposed to be temporary for the jackass that owns them to come get them, but that didn't happen, as you can see there in the pictures or last week's video. But nevertheless, I'm gonna quit ranting about that. There's nothing I can do about it anymore. I've reached the end of my road with it. There's nothing that I can do. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. So fortunately, I had a solar fence charger at home that I keep on my garden, and I brought it up here, and hopefully this it's just a Harbor Freight Thunderbolt series fence charger. Hopefully you can power one wire around here. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I can keep a cow honest or not. This food plot's done amazing, and like you've seen there from the videos, there's four what I'm going to say shooter bucks in this food plot, pretty much 4 days out of a 7-day week. I'm really excited how it contained the deer here. Now, I don't expect all those deer to be here once the pre-rut and that stuff starts. That's just, it's not enough area to hold that many deer, so I understand that. But today, like I said, it's 8 days away today from, or 8 days away from a season opener, and today I just come up here to the property. I wanted to get this fenced off. I need to put up a double ladder stand for Max and I to hunt out of, but I'm afraid the cows are going to push my steps in. I've already had them ruin one tree stand that they got up against the steps and pushed the steps of a ladder up against it. But I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to do some grass cutting today, just kind of odds and ends. But I figured I'd show everybody that I did put up a damn temporary fence to try to keep the cows out of my food plot. Like I said, this is the best food plot I've ever done before, and I'm really happy with it, minus the cows. I mean, that what a battle. What an absolute friggin' battle. But nevertheless, as you can see here, it's doing really well. I did get it fertilized again. I just fertilized it this morning before I put this up. Hopefully I got 5 to 6 weeks of growing left. I think we're early enough still in September. I think we can get into first, second week of October before we get like an actual hard killing frost. Hopefully we can get another 5 to 6 weeks grown out of it, and if it's triple 13 fertilizer, so hopefully we can get it. It's been raining enough, and the temperatures have been staying enough in the daytime to get us some growing. So hopefully this little bit of fence can recover this food plot, and we'll have something to hunt on, come, early antlerless season. I'd like to see Max shoot a deer out of here in early antlerless, and I'd like to take a buck out of here myself. I'm not going to be picky, to be honest with you. I'm not. I want meat in the freezer. I didn't get to fish much this spring out of the boat, so that's going to consume a lot of my next 5 to 6 weeks. I'm going to be start doing a lot of walleye fishing, a lot of perch fishing. So be looking forward to those videos. But anyways, I just figured I'd throw a little video together today, and I'll just show you some random things here we do around the property here to keep it maintained. And like I said, today will probably be the last biggest day of grass cutting and pushing all the brush back. The underbrush is kind of starting to die down a little bit in the woods, so my grandfather's always been really adamant about getting it cut one good time, and then we'll leave it be for the rest of the year. So stay tuned. I'll just turn the camera on at random times of day as I'm cutting, or I maybe put a tree stand up. I'm not real sure, but we'll see what's going on. Stay tuned. All right, well, there it is. I managed to manhandle a 2-man ladder stand up in the tree by myself, which was a pretty big task, and then it about whooped me, but I got it up in there and I got it installed. I'll turn the camera around here in a second, but this was pretty much the best tree I could find that was able to cover all this food plot and to stay somewhat decent with the wind. There again, I don't really consider the wind a big deal because it is what it is, and we're in the mountains and it moves all the time. But this tree stand here, the downside of it, it's probably only good for bow hunting, and I'm gonna do some more thinking about it, but I'm probably only just going to crossbow hunt out of this. I can cover this entire food plot with a crossbow, and I don't have to move, because once the leaves do drop, I will kind of sort of be skylined in there. I do need to get me some netting. I thought I had enough netting to do it, but I don't. But I do need to get some netting to wrap around the top of that thing and try to conceal it as best I can. And I think I'm going to buy one of them umbrellas. If anybody uses them umbrellas like you get on, I've seen them on Amazon. I believe they're 3-4 foot wide by 2-3 foot deep umbrellas that you mount to the tree. I've seen them on Amazon. If anybody uses one of them, let me know. I think I'm going to buy one, and I think I'm just going to make me a little box right there out of this thing. There again, it's pretty much just strictly for bow hunting out of. After getting up in that thing and being in it for a while, I don't think the Max and I can fit in it. I think we're going to hit shoulders, so I don't know. We'll see. If not, we'll plop a ground blind back here in the brush somewhere so he can get in here and shoot at a deer. But anyways, that's the best I could come up with right now for a tree stand, and I'll come up here and grab the camera and I'll turn you around. Try to do it as slow as possible here, but you are right now lopsided. You are right at the base of this tree stand, and that is what, yeah, get my camera out here. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're covering right there with that tree stand. It's wide open. Like I said, it kind of will get a little bit skylined here once the leaves drop off of it, but yeah, so be it. That's part of hunting. Try to outsmart them. But anyways, I've got that thing wrestled up, and I'm gonna go start cutting grass, so we'll check back with you here after a bit. All right, here we are in our other little food plot here. I had to take a break for a minute from cutting grass and eat myself a pepperoni roll for today. That's my afternoon brunch, I guess you'll call it, but this food plot's doing really well. There's 2 spots right here that I just had some little fence up on. They're actually tomato cages that I didn't use. This food plot's doing really well. There's hoof prints all through this damn thing, so I'm sure the cows have got it mowed down. Well, obviously the cows haven't mowed down, but looking through here, man, there's a ton of clover in here, a ton of, I don't know if it's that oats that's coming up, but there's something that's a little bit more of a broadleaf grass. And I think there's even some turnip tops starting to shoot up through here, and some little brassicas. But the cows are killing that brassica stuff. I don't know if they like it or if it's maybe where they're walking on it, but there is a camera right there at the end of that plot, but I'm not going to check it because I'm just going to get disgusted, because I know there's nothing but cows have been in here, because there's cow shit all over the place. It's all tore up. You hear that clickety clanking in the background there, that's a pump jack. Probably heard that in a lot of my videos from turkey season and this past fall, and you'll probably hear it again all this year, because that thing never ever shuts off. I don't know how much gas and oil they're getting out of it, but they're making somebody rich, and it ain't me. All right, well, that's probably gonna put a wraps to today. I've been at it for about 7.5 hours a day. I burnt 3/4 of a tank of fuel out of our little Kubota. It's got a 72-inch belly motor on it there, as you can see, and if you look there behind me, man, I cut some grass today. I'm starting to feel like my old buddy Rondi from down Norcar Whitetails. Holy cow, farming's not for me, man. I mean, I sat on that tractor. It's hard to tell the things I thought about on that tractor, and unbelievably wet this year still. I mean, we haven't had any hard rain for about 2 weeks now, but out through these bottoms here and in places that doesn't normally lay wet, it is really, really wet. But I don't know, found my first 2 yellow jackets nest of the year. I was fortunate enough that I just run over them and I seen them on my way back around. But pretty cool thing about it, when you're running along with a bucket on your tractor, you can pretty much take care of a yellow jacket's nest in a hurry. But I don't know, it's going to put an end to the day there. Like you seen, had to put a daggone fence up around my food plot to try to keep the cows out of it that aren't even mine. I got a tree stand set up there. Not exactly the happiest with that tree stand, but that kind of area there is hard to put a tree stand up. Probably going to end up, I got a platform, I don't know, a 6-foot tall platform that you can put a ground blind on. I'm probably going to end up setting up something like that up there for Max and I to hunt out of. Him and I hit shoulders sitting in one of them 2-man ladders. I mean, he's getting too big, and I've been too big for a long time, so I think I'll just put that stand up there for myself. And I think while I was riding around here racking my brain listening to that little Kubota engine purr, I think I'm just going to bow hunt, or I'm going to crossbow hunt that food plot that's, well, it's to my left now. It's way up on the hill there, but I think I'm going to crossbow that. I can cover all that with a crossbow, 50 yards. It's all wide open. I think I'm going to take the crossbow up there. When I make a decision, I'll probably bring the bow and the crossbow with me when I do come up here, just depending on where I'm going to go and the wind and everything. And the wind generally comes out of this hollow, generally goes from me to you, the camera, so that tree stand's not in the best of places, you know, so to speak, for the wind, but those deer should be coming down. It should be all right. The way the wind goes and the way the natural deer movement goes, I should be all right. But I mean, I'm pretty adamant about my scent control. So, you know, honestly, here in West Virginia, as most of you guys know, you can flip a coin and the wind's going to change every 5 seconds. I mean, it's just the way it is. There's mountains, hollows, cuts. I don't let the wind bother me is what I'm trying to say. I just stay adamant about staying scent free as best I can. You know, I'm not going to wear my hunting clothes with this thing here puffing out diesel smoke all over the place, and I don't ride the four-wheeler with all my junk on. I'll walk to that food plot from where we are to where that food plot is I'm going to say it is a 700-yard walk, but it's gradual, and there's just a hill at the end. There's probably 75, 80 yards of a hill, but I've got it cleaned out. I've got it raked down. I seen Rondi from Norcar Whitetails. I do the same thing, man. That's a pretty good tip for anybody that has any places they're trying to sneak in and out of. Take a leaf rake with you and rake your trail off. I mean, and especially like an area like that where I'm just going to throw that stand up and stay there for a good while. You know, I'm going to slip in and bow hunt. Like I said, I can park right here, beat feet up the hill when I'm there, and just keep the path kind of raked down. As you can see, the leaves are just about to start to change. I mean, it's getting really, really close. Some of your soft maples and stuff like that, they're just starting to get an off green color to them, you know, where they're not thriving like they should be. So all in all, it's been a good day. I wish I could have got more cut here for Grandpa. Like I said, it's still too wet. There's a lot of areas here in the bottom that we normally keep clean that this thing here, it just buries itself. There's nothing you can do about it. Even dropping the loader off of it, it's still too heavy. I tried that today too. And mice, man, if anybody's got a camp or anything like this, and we even have this in a Connex, we have a 53-foot shipping container Connex that we keep our stuff in up here, and that thing is sealed up great. But my God, this thing, it's been sitting for about 5 weeks, I think. I called Grandpa this morning when I got into it, It's been sitting for about 5 weeks, and there was a damn mouse nest in between the radiator and the bottom end of that thing. There was a mouse nest in there the size of a friggin' beach ball. It's unbelievable what mice do. Of course, they're packing. You know, it's fall. They're getting ready to pack in, but it's a good tip. If you got stuff stored like that, man, you better take the side panels off of it and go through it, because it very easily catch on fire. And if that thing catches on fire up here, it's just going to burn down, because ain't nobody going to get to it in time. And we do. You can't see up there's a little fire extinguisher on there, just a wee little one. Actually, one I took out of a boat. I replaced my boat one with a bigger one, and I put that one on there because, you know, I am up here by myself a lot. Grandpa's up here by himself a lot. And just try to keep that stuff around, because mice are a problem. And snakes. I don't know where in the hell these black snakes come from. I haven't seen them all year, and then cutting this bottom here, I've seen 2 black snakes, and one, I ain't sure if it was a copperhead or not, but it appeared to be a copperhead. But it slipped down over and got in the creek before I could get to it. But anyways, all in all, there you go. It's kind of the final push for winter here. You know, we'll probably get another 3 or 4 hours in this. I'll end up bringing a lawnmower back, and I'll really get in and fine tune the edges with the lawnmower, where I can get that thing a lot easier than not burying this. So all in all, there's a final push here for the summer. It's probably going to end my summer series here of taking care of this property and planting the food plots. So I'd say any more of this property that you see from here on coming out, it's going to be me hunting it or Max hunting it. So stay tuned, another episode of To The Max Outdoors.